Place both hands open in your lap right now, palms up, fingers loose. Look at them and ask yourself honestly, have those hands been clenched? Not physically. Have you been gripping something so tightly for so long that you've forgotten what it feels like to simply receive? If that question landed somewhere real in your chest, stay with it. There's a specific kind of tiredness that belongs to the person who never gave up, who woke up every morning and did the work. The visualization, the affirmation, the gratitude journal, the meditation. All of it aimed with precision at a life that somehow still hasn't fully arrived. From the outside, that tiredness looks like dedication. But underneath the practice, something is still waiting. The people who struggle most in their spiritual lives tend to be the ones trying the hardest, at the very practices meant to free them from trying. Gratitude becomes transaction. Prayer becomes negotiation. Without realizing it, receiving becomes one more thing to perform correctly. And ancient wisdom traditions and modern consciousness research point to the same pattern. Trying so hard to receive leaves no room to actually receive. The hands clenched around an intention cannot open wide enough to hold what is being offered. The miracle is present, patient, circling, waiting for the one thing no vision board can create, a soul that has finally stopped working at being open and simply become open. If you haven't already, consider subscribing. This channel exists for exactly the person you are right now. The universe has never operated on a system where effort generates reward and spiritual labor unlocks abundance. That misunderstanding, that love and miracles are outputs produced by sufficient practice, is the single most common obstacle between a person and the life their soul came here to live. The subconscious, accessed at its deepest level, has never once indicated that a soul had to earn its good. It simply loves. It simply provides. The only thing that ever interrupts that flow is the belief that it can be interrupted. Consider a woman who had practiced everything for 8 years. Every retreat, every book, every discipline, with sincerity that was completely real. She sat down one day and said, "I'm doing everything right. Why isn't it working?" The answer that came back was this: she thinks love is something you earn by doing. She was worthy before the first meditation. She was worthy the moment she arrived in this body. Until she lets herself be loved the way a child is loved, for what she is, not what she's accomplished, she won't be able to feel what has always been here. She wept, because something had finally been said plainly enough to be heard. The world treats waiting as passive, the empty stretch between action and outcome, something to be endured until the next chapter begins. But the periods that feel like nothing is moving are, from a deeper perspective, the most active periods of any life. They are construction periods. The construction of a soul large enough, grounded enough, open enough to hold what is coming. What is being asked for cannot land in who you were when you first asked for it. It needed you to become who you are right now. If you could see what is seen from that level, you would not call this waiting. You would call this preparation. There's an image that captures something essential here. A man had been praying for the same thing for 11 years, faithful, aching, sometimes desperate. He arrived not having given up, but having reached the edge of understanding why he should continue. The answer that came back was a correction. He has been standing at the door knocking for 11 years. What he has never done is tried the handle. The door was never locked. The problem was the assumption underneath the knocking, that something on the other side was deciding whether to let him in. Nothing is deciding. The door opens inward. It opens when he stops pushing and simply walks through. He was quiet for a long time. Then he said, "I've been working so hard to deserve an entrance I was always allowed to use." Miracles move like light filling a room, gradually softening every shadow, changing the quality of everything, until the room itself is different without you being able to point to the exact moment it shifted. The miracle you've been waiting for has been speaking in a frequency your effort was too loud to hear. You are in a room that is becoming lighter. You just can't see it yet, because you've been looking for the switch instead of for the light. Here is something to carry when this ends. Sit somewhere quiet. Uncross your arms and legs. Place both hands open in your lap, palms up. Close your eyes and take 3 slow, complete breaths. With each exhale, feel the tension of effort leaving your body. Release the way a fist releases when it finally trusts that nothing will be lost. Then say this out loud, even barely above a whisper. I have been gripping. I release the grip right now, not the desire, the grip around it. I give back control of the how and the when and the form. I keep only the faith that it is already done. Before anything visible has changed, say thank you. Gratitude before the evidence reaches the truth at the level where the truth already exists, before it descends into visible form. Feel the warmth that arises in your chest when you say it. The words uncover it. It was already there. Then, for 2 full minutes, do nothing. Simply sit in the state of a soul that has asked, released, and trusted. Things that had been held at a distance for years tend to begin moving in the days and weeks following the first genuine experience of this. And for the rest of the day, every time the urge arises to grip or control or force, pause, take one breath, open your hands, and say quietly, I trust what is already in motion. Underneath all the desire and practice and waiting, there is one thing that acts as the final obstacle for almost every soul that has done everything else. The belief that you deserve what you've been asking for simply because you exist. The deepest levels of human consciousness, accessed across thousands of people, returned the same answer when the question of a soul's worth arose. Always, without variation, loved is something this soul is made of. There is nothing they could do to change it. There is nothing they would need to do to earn it. One of the most striking accounts involves a woman who arrived having tried everything. Every therapy, every treatment, every available approach. She came because she had run out of other things to try. The trying was completely gone. And the response from the deepest level was this: now is exactly when we can reach her. The trying was always the barrier. This soul could only receive through complete emptiness. And she is completely empty now. And we are pouring everything in. 3 months later, she described changes so complete and so unexpectedly rapid that she reached for one phrase. It didn't come when I worked for it. It came when I became too tired to work anymore and just let it. If you are tired today, let yourself be tired. The arrival doesn't require your strength. It requires your openness. The only distance between you and what you've been asking for is the belief that there is a distance. There is no distance. There never was. You are loved, not because of what you've done, not because of how long you've waited, not because of how faithfully you've kept the practice. Because you exist. Because you chose this life. And whatever specific, private thing brought you here, it is already in motion. It has been since before you finished asking. If these words reach something in you, subscribing keeps this kind of content finding you when you need it most. All that was ever needed was this: an open hand and the willingness to receive. Your hands are open now. Let what is already yours come home.